Today is the first day of the 8th week of school. The students were working on a social studies poster project, and I just want to say what an amazing way to end the week, the day, with the math stations at the end of the day. Good morning, everyone. So today is the first day of the 8th week of school. I am back from my Teacher Heart Out experience in San Antonio, Texas. This weekend, I came back home late Saturday night. It was close to midnight. And yesterday, I got to spend time with my family, which was great. So coming in this morning, I just want to kind of show you how the room looks. This is the first time my students have had a sub in the school year since the year started. And on the most part, the classroom looks pretty great. So here it is. First things first, I noticed that humongous box right there as soon as I walked in. That is our floor table that is gonna go in our classroom library area. And that little box has the legs for the table. So I'll find some time today to get that put together. The room looks pretty much how I left it. So that's awesome. I also noticed that these things were shifted off to the side. They're usually in the middle, but that's expected. This though kind of came apart because I noticed the students used the wobble cushions because this one looks pretty dirty. And this is not how they go. They don't go this way, they go on their sides. So I have to fix this and yeah, put them correctly. So I gotta do that, fix it, put those the way that they go. Over here on my desk, I noticed that this is the Friday folder. It's right on my desk. And here off to the side on top of the printer is the Thursday folder that I left. I haven't really started going over the work that the students completed to see what was done and what was not done. So I have to do that sometime today. All right, so I'm just going to get some last minute things done for this morning before the kiddos come in a few minutes. All right, so let's get our day started and I'll see you later. A little update time. The students are in PE right now. This morning we were working with our language arts review, which is from One Stop Teacher Shop. We did Monday, and then we went into reviewing our vocabulary words for the unit the kids had last week, and they took their test. Then I gave them the spelling pretest for this week's spelling words because this will be a spelling week. After that, we went back into our World of Change shared read from Wonders Unit 1 Week 3. And then I walked the students into completing the Venn diagram that we had in there along with the comprehension trifold. So after that, we read earthquakes, or we started reading earthquakes. And what I liked about this unit with natural disasters is that I also get to show them little snippets of videos that I found on the National Geographic website. They're called the National Geographic 101 videos. I'll link them down below. And they have maybe 2 or 3 minute videos that discuss that particular natural disaster and a lot of other topics as well. So let me give you a sneak peek of that. This is the website for the National Geographic 101 videos. As you can see, they're about 5, 4, 3 minutes, depending. This is about sharks, bears, fossils, tornadoes, which is another passage that we'll be reading soon. But if you keep going, here's one on invasive species, rockets, koalas, etc., the stars. And if you click on show more videos, you get to see many more videos. Like here's one on daylight savings time, which ends pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon, maybe 1 more month or so. But basically they have so many little snippets of videos that you can have your students look at if that is a topic that you are going over. Obviously, make sure you look at them and make sure they're appropriate for your class. And yeah, pretty cool. So I'm trying to find some of the other ones that this one is on super volcanoes. Here's one on the Titanic, which we're also talking about first-hand and second-hand accounts. So that one will be a good one too, because we have some passages that we're going to be reading on the Titanic. And they have a ton of 101 videos that basically show you the different things. Oh, here's lunar eclipse. I can do that for science. So just a library of a whole bunch of videos that you can choose to show the kids depending on whatever topic you're discussing in class. Just wanted to share that little bit. So after PE, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into math for a little bit, and I'm going to try my best to do some science and social studies. We'll see how it goes, because when they come back to me, we only have 1 hour left in the day. And it's been pretty rainy outside. Check it out. Very wet weather indeed. All right, so I'm gonna work on a couple of things and I will catch up with you at the end of the school day. It's the end of the day and it's very rainy outside, so it's time to get my belongings and go home. This is like the perfect weather to take a nap, which I desperately need right now, ASAP. So we ended the day with some math and we reviewed the different methods that we have already learned for 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication and 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So now tomorrow the students are going to take their mid-chapter checkpoint on that chapter, which is chapter 3 in Go Math, and we'll continue from there. So tomorrow I think I might do a little bit of an upside down day because we didn't get to science. So I want to start with science tomorrow and then go from there. So we'll do math and reading in the afternoon like we did today. All right, so let me get my things, and that is it for today. So I will now move us on to Tuesday. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday. So today was a really difficult morning for me. It was so hard to get up this morning. I think everything I've been doing is slowly catching up to me, and I feel like I need like 2 days of just being in bed sleeping, but that's not gonna happen until the weekend, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, so today we are continuing our day, and I'll be sure to take you right along with us. Let me get a couple of things sorted before the kids come in about 20 minutes, and then I will catch up with you later. Hi everyone, so it's now way past the end of the day. I've been so busy today, I haven't had a chance to pop on here and let you know how the day has gone, but we have just been trying to get things done. Today was the mid-chapter checkpoint for math, which I feel like the kids needed a little bit more time figuring out the 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problems. And then we dove right back into wonders with our earthquakes. And I even took the students to Google Earth so that they can see how that earthquake that the story or the text talked about, how it impacted so many other countries that were far away because of the tsunami that it created. So tomorrow's a teacher work day, so I'll be here working and getting things done in the classroom, and then I'll see the students back again on Thursday, and we'll continue with those lessons moving forward. All right, we also got our laptop cart that I am sharing with 2 other teachers. Oh, and this happened earlier today when I accidentally hit the corner of my stage with the top of my foot. Right there, that's gonna bruise really badly. It actually hurts every time I walk. Oh well, sometimes things like that happen. All right, so now I'm going to move us on to Wednesday. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. So today is a teacher planning day, so the students are not in school today, and I have a lot of things to get done today. On my way to school this morning, I stopped by Starbucks and I got my pumpkin spice latte, and I also stopped by Publix because I have been craving some sweets to have in my classroom, so I went ahead and I got some of my favorites to keep in a little secret stash for whenever I'm feeling like a sweet tooth. And I also picked up something to eat for later today. So here it is, my ultimate favorite Haribo sour gummy bears. So I have the resealable bag, so that's great. I also love hot tamales, and I also got a resealable bag, so that is wonderful. And for the days that I'm craving chocolate, I got this favorite chocolates mix that has Reese's Kisses and Rolos. Yum. And also there are times that I'm just craving a mint, and I like these puffy mints. So I got this bag, which is also resealable, which is very convenient, and I'll be stashing these in a secret drawer. I also got these stuffed potato balls with chicken, which I absolutely love. And I got these cute little Hawaiian bread sandwiches. This is Tavern ham with smoked Gouda. So, yep. So little snackies and food for the day. All right, I'm going to check email while I eat and get things done. I'll catch you up and let you know my progress as the day continues. right, it's now the end of the planning day. They're about to close the building in literally like 2 minutes, so I have to dash out of here. But what you saw from the speed through, I set up my students' data folders. They're good to go. We've taken 2 assessments already, so they get to graph those, and then they can also graph their iReady diagnostic from the beginning of the year. This week, they're gonna take assessment 3 for reading and math, so they'll either graph that this week or next week. And then I was working on grades and finding papers and organizing and looking at things that the students need to complete this week on Friday, because I'm gonna give them some ketchup and pickles time. All right, so I'm gonna dash out, and now I'm gonna move us on to Thursday. Hello everyone, and welcome to Thursday. Today is picture day at our school, and the students will be taking their individual pictures later today. I'm also having the students finish a couple of assessments and some makeup exams, so I'll make sure that that gets done, and we're continuing going along with our instruction. So I'm going to let you know the highlights of today, and I will be sure to do that later. Students were working on a social studies poster project so that they can pretty much culminate what they've learned in that first chapter of our book. And I had them create the poster in groups and then present to show the class what their topic was mostly about. And these were the final project creations. So here we have the economists, political scientists, geographers, historians, and I had one group do a summary about the entire chapter. In order to help students know my expectations for these posters, I went ahead and I created one on mathematicians just to give them an idea, but I am fully aware that I would still like to go over with them on some of the key concepts in creating posters, making sure the letters are big enough to be seen from far away, and different things like that, which, that can come with just me having them practice as they continue to do projects in class. So here is the mathematicians poster that I made as an example, just to give them an idea. And that's pretty much the gist of what they did with that project. Then we went over our Wonders Unit 1, Week 3. Last stories, earthquake, tornadoes. They watched the video on National Geographic 101 on tornadoes, and then they took their selection test. Tomorrow we're going to start with science, and they're going to take a test on that. And since tomorrow we are culminating a lot of different topics, they're going to have a couple of tests tomorrow. I am moving the math test for next week because after looking at their mid-chapter checkpoint that I finished grading, I noticed that there's a couple of them that will benefit from some more practice and review. So I'm planning on doing math stations and rotations tomorrow during math time like I did last time for chapter 1, but a couple of different activities this time around. So I'll share more on that tomorrow. So now I'm going to move us on to Friday. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday. It is the last day of the 8th week of school, and I did plan a really nice escape room activity for our math stations today. So I'll show you what 2 of our stations will be, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about the last 2 stations. And I'm very happy with the activities that I'm going to have my students work on. We usually have math in the morning on Fridays, but I need to have a little bit extra time for transitions from station to station. So I'm actually going to have math today at the end of the day, which will be a nice relief for the students because most of today will be testing. They're taking a test in science, social studies, and in reading. So it'll be a nice break that in math time they get to experience these centers and also review the important skills from chapter 3 so that when they take the test next week, they will be successful. So let me explain to you what we are doing. The first center I wanted to share with you is this one. It is a mystery picture multiplication. So they have 2x2 multiplication here. And according to the products they get to color that product in the color that represents each box. So this is the first page, and then on the back, I also put a second page. I'll tell the students to use crayons to color it so that way it doesn't bleed through. And I'm also giving students a choice. Since we're gonna have 15 minutes per station, they're not gonna obviously have enough time for both pictures, but they should have time to at least start one of the pictures, and they can choose between picture number 1 and picture number 2. This is a bat, so picture number 2 is a bat when they finish coloring. And this is a haunted house, which brings us to my haunted house escape room math activity. I was inspired to create this after seeing Brittany Root's escape room activity, which is digital. And I saw her last year when she presented at Teacher Heart Out here in Miami. And I saw her again last weekend when she presented in San Antonio, but she didn't present this one. Bethany Humphrey and Barry White Jr. presented, but it's still Brittany's idea. So I kind of used her idea and I made it my own, obviously. Hers was on figurative language. Mine happens to be on 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication and the skills that we're going over in chapter 3. So students first start with task number 1. This is the actual game board. I'm not going to laminate these because I want to fold them and put them inside of these envelopes. So I will be cutting these pieces out and securing them with a paper clip. And these, they have to match to the answers for these. And when they do, they'll reveal the first code, which they will put in this sheet right here. I made these in 2x1, so I have 2 per page, and I'm just gonna slice it with my paper cutter down the middle, so the students have a place to collect their codes, and I also have a way to keep them accountable for this activity. So after they're done with task 1, they can then insert this code on the Google form so that they can then unlock the next activity, which is these, which I have to cut apart. They are different problems that they have to solve, and according to the answer, they will be logging each of these letters that corresponds to the right answer right here, and then they have to unscramble them and find the word that it represents and use that in their Google form to unlock the second door. Then they get the third door, which is a story problem, and I wrote it myself, and I'm very proud of this. But at the end, they have the math problem that they have to solve. According to this answer, they will write the solution here. It's a 3-digit answer, and then use this decoder to unlock the last code for door number 3, which they'll insert in their Google form, and they would have escaped the haunted mansion. So I really am happy with this, and I can't wait to see how my students interact with it and their reflections from this activity. The other 2 stations is one is me, the teacher-led center, where I will be using whiteboards and having students work on a couple of problems depending on the areas that they need more assistance from me. And then the other station will be another Gimkit quiz with 10 questions that they'll answer in 15 minutes. And with Gimkit, again, it repeats the questions so that it increases that fluency and it keeps them earning the money that they can use to get those power-ups and special abilities in the game. So I'm very excited to get that done today, and I will let you know how it all goes. It is still very early in the morning. The day does not start until maybe 40 more minutes. But I'm here doing last minute preparations for this because I literally created this last night and it's brand new from my brain. So I'm going to put all this together and have it ready to go for today's math stations. The escape room is now complete. Simple as that. I have my 3 envelopes. I have my recording sheet. And what I'm going to do now is put all of this inside of a Ziploc bag so that that center is ready to go. You saw me switch the papers. These are my original word problems for task 2 or the lock 2, but they're way longer than the actual envelope. So I went back and I just changed the page to portrait and printed out a new page and cut it out so that it fit inside of the envelope. But I can still keep these and use them for something else. So I will keep them on the side for something. But there it is. It's all ready to go. I also just finished doing the final tweaks to the multiplication quiz on Gimkit. I only did 10 questions and it was very easy to make this. I literally just took questions from their question bank, and that is really easy to do. You can just add your own questions or choose from their word bank and search from different kits that have been created on Gimkit, and then you can select the questions that you want. So I have these right here that are just simple multiplication, and then I have some that are word problems, and I also included some estimation ones as well. Thinking maybe I should take one of these out and make it into a word problem to kind of balance that out. So I might just do that. But yeah, that's it. The Gimkit is done and our math stations are ready to go for later today. It's not my lunchtime, and after lunchtime, I'm going to pick up the kids and bring them into the classroom for recess. They've really been enjoying Minecraft EDU, and now that we have our computer cart with our 9 computers, because there's 25 computers in the cart, but we're sharing it with 2 other teachers. So my class gets 9, and then the other teachers get 8 each. So yesterday we were having some glitches with getting the laptops going so the students can use them during recess for Minecraft if they want to. So I decided right now during my lunchtime to take a little bit of time to turn them on and maybe have it ready to go with Minecraft so that it's ready to go for the students when they come in. So far I got most of them working except for a couple that I had to restart, and I'm waiting on other 2 to get on. But these computers are ready with the sign in so the students can sign in. I'm restarting this one. These 2 are also ready. This one's ready. This one I just have to click on Minecraft EDU. But at least these will be ready for the students to use if they'd like to do that during recess. And I have a system where I go down my attendance list and I just rotate the students every day so everyone gets a fair chance at the computers. All right, let me enjoy my food and I'll catch up with you later. It's now the end of the day, and I just want to say what an amazing way to end the week, the day, with the math stations. At the end of the day, the students were so highly engaged and they were loving the activities. I do have to say that it took me about 30 minutes to explain everything, so we didn't have enough time to do 4 full rotations. We ended up doing 2 rotations, and then we're gonna continue on Monday. And let me turn off the music because I have the spooky music going. I found this like 3-hour playlist of spooky haunted house music, and that's what I have playing right now. So yes, we were having such a great time, and the students were like, this is so much fun, we really appreciate this. They were really enjoying the activities, especially Gimkit. Gimkit is always a hit. And I do silence the sound effects and I minimize the leaderboard so it doesn't distract the other students. And I just projected a haunted house picture onto the screen and had that spooky music playing in the background. And instead of sitting at my kidney table for the teacher-led center, I had the students sit in like our living room area with our floor seats, and I sat on the stage and we were using our whiteboards and our markers. And the students also had this teacher-led activity sheet where they recorded their answers for accountability. So we were doing different kinds of multiplication in the front and in the back. So in the front, we were doing the area model method, then we were doing the partial products method, then we were doing the regrouping method, and then going over how we estimate products. So that was a teacher-led activity. I also had, I don't know if I mentioned it before, a recording sheet for the Gimkit Center so that as students were answering questions, they could record their answers there. Because with Gimkit, you set the amount of time that they're on the actual quiz. So they'll keep getting the same questions over and over, and it reinforces those skills, which is something that I really like about that program. So this is the Gimkit recording sheet, and it has the 10 questions that the students needed to work on. And it also has a blank space on the back in case they needed to do any work to figure out the problems. So that's what was happening with that center. I already went over the escape room. And one thing that I learned is that maybe the escape room, which I am going to do totally next week, I should just have everyone in groups doing it at the same time so that I can walk around and offer assistance, because I noticed that the 2 groups that were able to go to the escape room today, they were able to easily figure out the first task, but the second task was taking them a little bit longer because that one has word problems. So I'm actually going to start on Monday when we come in with having everyone do the escape room at the same time, even if they were working on it today, because they didn't fully get to finish all of the tasks. They were still doing task 2 when time was up. And I ended up adding 10 more minutes to every session. So yeah, and then after that, I'm going to give them time to finish their color by number, their Gimkit, and the teacher-led center activities as well, because I do want to make sure the kids feel comfortable with this kind of math concept. And I noticed as I had them in my group, I was able to help them address any little mistakes that they were doing so that they could be successful. I love the moment when they were like, oh, that's what I need to do. That's a good moment to have. So yeah, that's basically all I have. I did sign up my kids to Prodigy. So prodigygame.com is a website for enriching students in math, and it's free. So I gave all my students an account, and I forgot to print out all their logins because we were working on math stations. So I'll just print them and have it ready for the kids so that they can use that as part of enrichment through math. So if you haven't found that about Prodigy, I'll be sure to leave a link down below so you can check it out. And oh, let me show you another thing. So this is a haunted house escape room. I did put spooky spiders. That's a theme that comes with Google Forms. And I did insert this icon of a haunted house. And it says, use your mathematical skills and knowledge of multiplying two-digit numbers to crack the code and escape. Start by opening the first envelope and finding the code, which I already showed you those envelopes. And then I put, before you begin, who are the members of your group? Type first names of all members. And then it has the first code, which is the first lock. And I'll just write it because I want to show you what happens. So when they put the right code, I'm just going to say test. You hit next, and that's the correct answer. So great solution. Here's the next door. So open the second envelope and complete the task to unlock this next door. So they have different options for those problems on the slips. And when they get all the letters for the answers, they have to unscramble it. And the word is factor. So once they do that, they click next. Awesome, but are you out yet? And the cool thing is, like, if you write the wrong thing, it says, are you sure? And you can decide what to write for the incorrect answer. So this one, the answer is 308, which then when they use the decoder, it spells out run. And that's the last answer. And then that's it, they're done. And then they can submit another response so that the next team can then play. So that is the little Google form that I did. It was so much fun to do. And this is the image of the creepy house that I had on the background. And then I was telling them a story to go along with that and then show them the room that they were stuck in. Of course, my students are like, but I can just throw a chair to the window and escape. I'm like, I know, you can, but you know, the purpose of this activity is that you're trapped. Try to get out. So it was a lot of fun. So other than that, we had an amazing time. Oh, during recess, I hosted on My World, and it was such a good idea to have all the computers ready to go for them to sign in for Minecraft EDU. I had so many students on Minecraft EDU at one time, maybe more than I should have in My World because it got a little bit crazy in here. But it was fun because they were doing a lot of different things. I told them that I will work on the world and make a big, huge house for everyone with a room inside the house with a bed for everyone so that when they get to the world, they have somewhere to sleep. I don't know. I'll figure out what to do it. It's just they love that. And I decided to put names, eventually make signs and put names under signs for the room and stuff. But it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun this Friday. It was a really productive day. And that's all I have to share for you. I hope you enjoy coming along with me this week, this 4-day week with the students, Wednesday, teacher planning day. Well, if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day. Don't forget to smile.
Hello dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you because you are capable of great things. See you next time.